Trying to stay cool, girl? It's a hot one today, but we about to get you cooled off, don't you worry.
What's up, guys? Down here from Rocky Creek.
So what's up, guys? Staying here from Rocky Creek. So today we're gonna focus on our rabbits. Today's been a super hot day. I've been outside working in the garden, trying to salvage what I can and baby it along, because y'all, if you've been following us, you know how much of a struggle the garden has been to this point. But anyways, they're talking about high today and tomorrow being anywhere from 90 to 95, which for us right now, our average should be around 80. And just 2 days ago, we had temperatures in the 50s. So the rabbits, believe it or not, they really struggle in the heat. And I don't want to let them go any longer today. So I'm going to go ahead and get what I usually use to keep these guys safe when it gets really hot, and to try to help them as much as I can, cooling them off. So I'm going to share this information with you all. So let's go get what I need, and I'll tell you what I do to take care of these guys when it gets really hot. All right, guys, so this is everything that I need, that I use each summer to help my rabbits stay cool, and it's worked very well for me to this point, and so I don't see any reason to change it. And it's a very simple process. So first, this item right here has nothing to do with keeping them cool. That's just every so often when I'm doing some maintenance for them, I like to do a vinegar water mixture, and I do a light spray down inside each of their pens to try to, just neutralize and disinfect some stuff. So, but the main items I need in terms of keeping them cool is this is a piece of spare marble countertop. You can see it's very thick. I've heard of some people will use floor tiles, but for me, this is pretty much indestructible, and the rabbits will end up laying on it, and they seem to like it really well. I got these from the countertop person who hooked me up with these pieces right here. Now the key to the countertop is that you got to get a light color, usually a marble or something to that effect that's more of a white. If you get a dark color, it will actually absorb the heat. It's kind of like when I talk about the tarps I use on the shelter. Switching to a white tarp kept the animals way cooler. When I had a darker tarp, then it was absorbing the heat, and so you don't want that. So definitely get a light colored piece of countertop. Now, most of your places, if you check with your local countertop shops, a lot of times they'll give this stuff away. And then I have a heavy duty towel saw, and that's how I was able to cut these perfect squares. But then I also need 1/2-gallon milk jugs that are frozen. Now, I will say these I just put in the freezer last night. They're not completely frozen, but we're in a pretty hot time. I need to get them through for these next few hours, and then I'll pull them back again at nighttime and freeze them. But get the 1/2 gallons that have the handle, and I'll explain why the handle is important here after a little bit. And then I also have a thing of bungee cords. Now, these are like the perfect size. I find these at the dollar store actually, and I'll pick up a couple packs a year, and these will be utilized with the handles on the milk jugs. So let me show you what I do, and I'll show you how it works out to keep these guys pretty cool, and they seem to really like it. So I did kind of forget, before I get to putting the stuff in to keep them cool, I need to go ahead and use my vinegar water mixture and get that sprayed first. That way, otherwise it's going to be kind of difficult to do it once I have everything in. So I'm going to get that sprayed down real quick. And the good thing about using it is I don't have to take the rabbits out. I just make sure I don't obviously spray the rabbits, but I'll just spray around them and get everything good and saturated. All right, so we just spread everything down with the vinegar water mixture. Now they'll jump around, they'll stomp around because they don't really like it. Who likes the smell of vinegar? But it's safe for them. And it's an easy way to do just a quick disinfecting and kind of neutralizing any odors that might happen. Overall, they don't smell too bad, but sometimes their pee does smell, so it helps with that a little bit too. So now what we need is, I need to get my bungee cords, and the only thing I need is I need 1 milk jug and 1 bungee cord per rabbit. So first, all we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of marble, and I just find a spot that they like to lay. Obviously don't put it where, most rabbits have a particular area that they like to use the bathroom at, so you don't want to put it there. And you need to set it to where you're gonna have access that you'll be able to tie your bungee cord into your wire as well. We got our half-gallon milk jug with the handle. Handle's very important. And I got my bungee. So you need to place it somewhere where you got wire in your cage. So in this one, this kind of in-between section is gonna be my best bet right here. So I'm gonna set that right there. Now I need the bungee because if I don't, at first I'd try to do this without bungees and the rabbits would try to lay next to it or they'd lick on it because they like the cold condensation and it would just fly all over inside their pen. And the big thing is I don't want them running around, they're just gonna get hotter. So you just run your bungee through the handle and then you just come in here, pick a spot, and then hook it to there. So even if they move it around, it won't go off of it. Now the idea behind this is that this stone right here being in the shade will already get cool. Well then if I place this cold half-gallon ice jug or milk jug on here that's frozen, the coldness will transfer to the stone, which in turn make the stone even colder, but also my rabbits will lay up against it, which will give them some coolness that way. I've also oftentimes come out here and I'll see them licking the condensation off of this instead of drinking from their water dish. And although it's not much water, they do like the cold water of it. Now, sometimes these guys will bite little holes in it, I guess trying to get to the water inside of it. So I usually try to keep a bunch on hand. I'm a little behind. I had to throw a bunch away because I needed to make room in the freezer for the kuni meat that we got processed a while back. So normally I try to have 6 of them, so that way I can cycle them out each day, and usually I'll change them twice a day. So I'm gonna get these last ones punched in real quick and then we'll show you. We'll just move his hay thing back a little bit. These hay feeders are pretty slick. They just kind of pop on there like that, just some wire. So his and Sweetie or Cinnamon's are going to pretty much be back to back. So we just set that right in there like that. Some of the rabbits you'll find use them more than others. Cinnamon, she used hers a lot. Like I'd come home each day from work and you'd see her just pressed up right against hers. Sweetie Belle, she didn't use hers as much. So there you go. You see now it'll slide here. The big thing is that they don't come far away. They stay contact with that stone right there. So even though these ones aren't frozen all the way, they do got a core of ice in the middle of it because I didn't get a full time to let them freeze for today, but it's just too hot. So I'd only need to get them through a few hours for today. And then when I come out tonight, I'll pull them and I'll get them refroze. I just need to get some more jugs. These are the only 3 I have right now, but I didn't want to let them go all day. So guys, nothing too flashy. Remember, all you need, a tile that's got to be light colored or a piece of old countertop. I use marble, and I use them year after year. They work out just fine. And half-gallon milk jug with the handle and dollar store bungees. Freeze the milk jugs. I rotate mine daily. So, you know, try to have twice as many as whatever rabbits you have. The rabbits love it. When they get really hot, they'll lay against it and it works out really well. So I hope this helped y'all out. It's nothing big today, just a little bit way to keep these guys cool. So guys, we appreciate it. Appreciate you hanging out. As always, y'all be good. Take care of one another, and we'll see you here real soon on the next video.